So yesterday I went to a place called Sam Ash Music. One thing that really caught my eye was the something called a cajon drum, kind of like a box drum, you might say, you know, kind of like caja, I guess. Anyway, I just thought about it. I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could make something like that. And then I thought, well, you know what? I have made something like that, silencer, quote unquote, for my compressor. Change the dimensions around a little bit. I can get something pretty much that's like that. I mean, you know, right now I can just be like, you know, a couple hours of work later, I've got all this stuff ready for my laser cutter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this out, some material I had, and I got some MDF. I'm trying to flatten it out. You know, pretty cool. You have an idea for something, and then, you know, less than 24 hours later, I've got the stuff ready to go. At least some of it. All right, first piece is all done. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. So this will be the drum skin or whatever you call it. So. Looking pretty good. I think that'll work nice. Well, that's coming together pretty nicely. Should be a good drum once it gets done. It's the edge piece, or the front piece, kind of the drum, whatever. It's a bit thinner, just have this line around. So put that on there. Yep, a couple more pieces should be done. Well, plus some glue, of course, and paint, and whatever else I have in store. So I've got all my parts cut out here, so all that I need to do is put this together. So this will go here, this is the front, got the side. These are designed in such a way that they'll go together and I can put glue in between them and it should be very strong. And then the bottom, just pull these pins out. Everything should be perfectly aligned. I'm just gonna glue up the bottom for now so I can modify the top if needed. So hopefully when I push these together, it'll kind of fill the joints. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, look at that. Looks like it's pushing through nicely. To clean that up later. So last piece should slide right in. Looks pretty good. Now to keep this together, I gotta get some straps. I'll be right back. Well, I only see one strap right now, so we'll go ahead and put that on the bottom. I thought I had a second one somewhere, but I guess it goes to show you should find your straps before you try to glue everything up. I'm not going to glue this top on, but I will put it on for now to line things. Whew, now I just need to find another strap. So what I did was I tied the bottom on with this rope to try to support it, and then I took the strap off and then strapped it down on the top. I didn't film that, but same sort of thing I did on the bottom, just kind of cranked it down. So hopefully this will work out pretty well, but I guess I'll see in a few hours. Well, it's looking pretty nice. Not quite, it was not quite dry yet, but it's pretty close. So we'll take these straps off and then maybe put the thing on, the thing that you slap. I guess there's probably a name for that, but you know, I'm not really much of a musician, so maybe you can let me know in the comments. I'm not sure how much that bottom strap did, but hopefully it somewhat held it together. It still comes off, so that's good. I made these holes here, these attachment holes, you know, quite a bit smaller than they would be. I thought I'd maybe use wood screws, but what I'm gonna do is use machine screws on this and attach it so I can take the front off if I need to. Sounds pretty good so far. Hopefully it'll sound better once it's screwed in. So in these I'll drill a through hole for a 1024 drill. It's about 0.190, I don't know, about 0.2 inches roughly. Obviously the next one I could program in the laser to do away with this step, but for now, you know, good to have some flexibility. So I was prepared to use nuts on this, you know, use these bolts and then some nuts. And, you know, I still can do that if I need to, but what I'm thinking is I'll use a little trick, drill it undersized for the 1024, and then tap it, so that way I don't have to use a nut at all. It'll be really easy to take in and out. The downside is that with the MDF, obviously it's going to wear out at some point, but hopefully I'm not going to be taking it in and out too much. And we'll change this out to the tap. All right, let's get everything attached. It's like putting Legos together almost. So, sounds pretty good, looks pretty good. The only thing is I did make a bit of a mistake. Looks like this is a little bit lower than I wanted. Like this should have been up a little bit versus this side, which looks kind of more like what I wanted. I'm thinking maybe like one of the drawings didn't get updated correctly. So, I don't know, either way though, this will definitely work. Probably I'll play with it for a little while and then I'll paint it and maybe put the snare on it, and then that should be pretty much done. Looks pretty awesome so far. Pretty neat. The other well, that was a close call. The other thing I wanted to add to this was a snare thing, so I could, you know, hit it and then make the nice, like, kind of chiming sound, snare sound, I guess. So let's see how that works. Basically, these things right here could be used as a strap, and I could attach it through the back. Ooh, it's a little thin for that, actually. Well, I'm gonna see if I can make this fit a little bit better. I figure if it goes in here, it's not gonna get scrunched up, and that way it maybe doesn't hold it off the thing as much. There we go, fits in nicely. So that should make things a little bit better. So after those adjustments on the snare, it actually sounds pretty good. At least I think so. I'm no expert drummer, but check it out. It works pretty well, so now it's time to make it look a little bit better with this wood stain. Black wood stain, I'll just make it black, and then after that I'm thinking maybe I'll put some gray stripes on it to make it kind of I don't know, kind of an interesting color, almost like camouflage. Actually, I was thinking maybe I'd make it look a little bit like this guy that I made a while ago. Probably make it more black than gray, but I thought it looked kind of cool. Yeah, I made another video of this a long time ago, so I'll put a link to that in the description or whatever, links thing. Whoa, so yeah, so it's kind of cool. Here's a nice view of the insides, the snare thingy. Alright, after 3 coats of urethane and the stain and the spray paint, looks really digging how it turned out. It's kind of like a sun pattern sort of, and then kind of like a camouflage pattern, kind of like my walker. My cousin Hoot Jackson, who's been featured on several videos, he suggested what I need to do is put a spacer on the front so there's kind of an air gap here. So I 3D printed these washers because they didn't have any handy, and I'll put those on, see how that turns out. Another suggestion was that rather than having the snare pulled like this, I should have it kind of angled toward it so that it pushes on it. I don't know, I might try that later, but like for now, I think I'll hook it up the way I had it before, just see how it works. I don't know, maybe I'll do something else with it later. Spacers, I have to figure out how to keep them in place to put them on. Guess I should assemble them beforehand. You know, it's amazing we're to the point where rather than just going to the store to get some washers, I just 3D printed some stuff. Kind of cool that the technology has advanced to that point where it's just so normal, at least for somebody that's used to it. There they are, all lined up. Alright, so I got everything on, the snare thing is on, everything else. So let's see how it sounds. Pretty cool. I mean, you can hear the thing, I guess the snare a little bit behind it, but it's not like real pronounced, so you know, you can definitely see how you might want to angle it. For now, I think this project's mostly done. I say done, I think I'm still supposed to wait like 12 hours before using it. According to the directions, still a little sticky, so yeah, pretty good though. What?
Do crazy train.
Okay. Ready? I had a great time building this instrument, and I hope you enjoyed following along. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, or even poke around on some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching. This is Jeremy Cook, signing off.